Alright, so this next reaction is MMA fighters that got choked unconscious by Fight Focus. It reminds me of Samoa Joe. You know, the way he used the Kokia clutch, the red naked choke, of course. That's the move right there. But yeah, man, Samoa Joe put a lot of sleep. You know, I mean, he's very unstoppable. There's no way he could stop the rear naked choke unless there's the only way you get out of it is by try to like try to use the leg, try to you know grab the leg, grab his leg, and make sure it did work. I mean, it could work. I think so. I don't know, but that's the only reason why. But I know if somebody else would have put somebody to sleep, but while they're unconscious. But yeah, man. But let's check it out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Fight Focus.
And for today's video, we will be covering MMA fighters that got choked out.
Also, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. Let's get to it.
In a sport so fast-paced and brutal as mixed martial arts, it's surprisingly easy for fighters to just up and quit when the going gets tough. For an unfortunate grappler caught in a precarious situation, this simple hand motion can be the difference between consciousness and unconsciousness, or having a functioning limb or not having a functioning limb at all. For this video, we have compiled the list of instances where MMA fighters got choked out because they refused to tap, or the referee was just that bad and didn't know when to stop the fight. Number 12, Jorge Masvidal. About 3 minutes into the third round, Masvidal got into Imada's hips, and the latter man managed to semi-sprawl. The hyper-athletic Masvidal grabbed Imada's shin and tried to shuck him over his head and get back to the feet. Instead of rolling over Masvidal's back, however, Imada held on for dear life. As Masvidal stood up, Imada clamped his legs around him with a figure 4, getting him in a beautiful inverted triangle. It didn't look terribly threatening, which didn't explain Masvidal's bewildered expression. Mere seconds later, he collapsed like he'd been shot. Number 11, Steven Peterson. Legacy FC 56 came far too close to ending in tragedy.
During the fight, position-wise, going for chokes on each other. You can see Vasquez is asleep here, the referee not recognizing it. People actually fall asleep with their...
Former Legacy Fighting Championship bantamweight title holder Manny Velasquez was defending his title that Saturday against Steven Peterson. As the pair wrestled on the canvas, Pearson was able to lock in a rear naked chokehold on his opponent, putting him to sleep almost immediately. Despite Vasquez's clear lack of consciousness, the Legacy FC referee failed to step in immediately and stop the fight. The 22-year-old unconscious fighter can be seen convulsing while still locked in the chokehold. Number 10, Melquizael Costa. The main event of the Demolidor fight event was close to an ending in tragedy after Melquizael Costa was choked out by Rafael Barbosa for a prolonged period. At one stage, Barbosa even told the referee to stop the fight because the anaconda choke he had on Costa had him limp and unconscious. Problem is that he had him limp and unconscious for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So the referee's failure to stop the fight initially meant Costa spent almost an additional 90 seconds in the choke whilst unconscious. Number 9, Olaf Alfonso. In this specific scenario, the unlucky fighter was Olaf Alfonso, who got caught in a rear naked choke that was pretty tight. Funny enough, Olaf actually had his opponent Gabe Rudiger in a rear naked choke a few minutes before that. Many times during the choke, had Olaf made faces as if he were out, a lot of those times the commentator seemed to believe that he was faking. But the referee didn't know what was actually going on, as he would let the choke sit in for an extra 10 minutes, just kidding, seconds, till the referee believed he'd seen enough. Number 8, John Fitch.
Oh, he should have had him in the full guard. It still might pull it off. He's out. He's out.
He blasted Fitch with a short right hand that rocked Fitch. When John came up looking for the takedown, Berkman grabbed the guillotine choke and fell back in a half guard. When he felt John go limp, he tossed him to the side and stood up before referee Steve Mazzagatti had a chance to stop the action. Uncle Dana had a lot to say about this one.
He fucking stands there like this. He's doing his grocery list, thinking about did he TiVo the fucking his favorite show. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing.
Number 7, Amy Montenegro.
There it is, 15 minutes in the books.
Oh my goodness, she's out.
She's out.
She's out.
She's out.
When the bell rang to signal the end of a strawweight fight between Amy Montenegro and Celine Haga, it quickly became apparent that Montenegro had been rendered unconscious by the rear naked choke Haga had locked in on the dying seconds. Fortunately for Amy, whose nickname The Resurrection has never sounded so apt, the referee ruled that she had slipped into a slumber after the bell sounded. Montenegro was subsequently declared a unanimous decision winner, with all the 3 judges ruling the fight in her favor by identical scores of 29-28. Number 6, Holly Holm.
Holly Holm.
Despite being outstruck by Holly Holm throughout the 5 rounds, the grappling ace managed to secure rear naked choke finish. The career-defining stoppage earned Cupcake the undisputed women's bantamweight title, but in the 5th round, Tate took a risk going for a wild takedown attempt. She got Holmes back and put her to sleep. A lot of respect was shown to Holly for not tapping out. Number 5, Castle Williams.
Now he's got a Darce choke he's trying to frame up.
Castle Williams.
Oh shit.
That left hand is dropped by Williams. He might be going.
In the final minute of the 1st round, the Outlaw locked his opponent Castle Williams in a Darce choke and eventually rendered him unconscious. It's hard to tell exactly when Williams lost his consciousness from watching the video, but he was out for at least 4 to 5 seconds before referee McCoy called for Sergio to break the hold. Number 4, Justin Gaethje.
Oh, triangle choke by Nurmagomedov. Oh, is Gaethje going back choke? He's tapping.
A little over a minute into the 2nd round, Nurmagomedov was able to take down and mount Gaethje before locking in the choke. A closer look would show that Khabib could have actually easily trapped Gaethje's arm as well to potentially transition into an armbar. Instead, the Eagle settled for the deep choke, which was enough to put Gaethje away in a more painless manner. Number 3, Michael Bisping.
It's over. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over.
After 4 years out of the octagon, GSP returned to action on that Saturday night. He became only the 4th fighter in UFC history to claim a world title in 2 different weight classes, as he came out on top in a bloody battle with Michael Bisping for the UFC middleweight title. The retired welterweight legend choked Bisping unconscious in the 3rd round of the main event of UFC 217. A picture-perfect left hook from GSP dropped the Brit, and not requiring a second invitation, St. Pierre dived on a rear naked choke as it presented itself. Number 2, Lyoto Machida.
He's in trouble. Trying to finish this fight.
The young light heavyweight phenom Johnny Bones Jones earned the right to look a little cocky after his UFC 140 victory over Lyoto the Dragon Machida. Notably, the knee was the last nail in the coffin, as it put Machida in a daze from which he would not recover. After a 1st round that saw Bones look mortal for the first time in his UFC career, the young champ rebounded in the 2nd with a Thai guillotine choke that left his foe limp and lifeless as he crashed to the canvas. Number 1, Teboho Ntene.
Referee's looking very, very closely at that. Looks like a good tap. That is in so deep. How is he still able to be conscious?
That's incredible.
Oh my goodness.
He's still with us.
Like he's still.
Julio managed to earn a victory via submission rear naked choke, but for Ntene, the referee did not stop the fight on time. As you can see in the video, Julio sunk in the choke at the 3-minute and 35-second mark of round 1. Ntene valiantly fought it off for the next 40 seconds until both of his legs stiffened up. Nonetheless, the referee allowed the choke to continue for a good 13 seconds before calling a stop to the bout. And that right there concludes this video. If you made it this far, let us know how we did in the comments below. Alright, MMA fans, thank you so much for
That was crazy. I ain't know how that shit happened before then. But yo, god damn,